Are you scared?
He's here.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jake DeMarco, a.k.a. Countdown Ended, coming to you live once again, bringing our WrestleMania 34 preview and prediction show. I have my special guest here, Danielle DeMarco. She's going to go ahead and help us break down the entire WrestleMania card. We're going to go match by match, giving you our thoughts and insight. Danielle, how are you today?
Good, how are you, Day?
Doing well, thank you. So let's go ahead and get right into this. I'm pretty excited for WrestleMania. I know the build has been rather lackluster. Not as exciting, but I think it's going to be a memorable year. There's quite a few major marquee matchups that I think are going to deliver, and some may even pass our expectations. Are you excited for WrestleMania?
Very.
You're very excited. Well, that's good. I know there's quite a few matches you're looking forward to. Let's get right into it. First match on the card, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. If you want to go ahead and read off the participants for us.
The participants are Goldust, Matt Hardy, Ty Dillinger, The Revival, Mojo Rawley, and Baron Corbin. I personally think that Baron Corbin might win because last night on Smackdown they made him look stronger. So, Dad?
Yeah, that's a great point there. But seeing as Baron Corbin won it previously, especially on his debut night on the main roster, I'm thinking that Matt Hardy is going to win here. The Woken Warrior himself. I definitely want to see more of him talking to the Andre statue. I think that's hilarious. I really like what they did with that there. That suits his character well. I don't see anyone else really either A, deserving, or B, getting any type of rub from winning this match either. Mojo has won it previously, and we barely see Ty Dillinger or either member of the Revival. So unfortunately, I think the only two possible winners here is Baron Corbin and Matt. I'm staying with Matt. You've got Baron. Unless they add any surprise entrants before that. Next match we have on the card is the Women's Battle Royal.
The women competing in that match are Sasha Banks, Bayley, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Natalya, and Naomi.
Now, I think that Becky Lynch is going to go ahead and take this one. I'll explain why after, but who do you think is going to win?
I say that, I personally want Sasha Banks to win or Bayley because they're both one of my favorite wrestlers. So,
yeah, unfortunately, I really wish that they were having a one-on-one match this year. That's what should be happening here. It's really upsetting that they're not facing each other. That's certainly disappointing on many levels. But I think they're going to have a big spot in the match, but I don't think it's going to lead to either one of them winning. I think they might even, double eliminate each other, leading towards building their feud still. I don't know how much more they have to build with it, but someone needs to make a heel turn finally and kick things off. I really wish these two had their singles match, but I personally think Becky Lynch will win. Again, unless they give it to one of the newbies, either in the Riot Squad, I don't see anybody else taking it but Becky Lynch. Next match we have on the card, I'm personally really excited for. We have Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander going head-to-head for the Cruiserweight Championship. Who do you think is going to win, Danny?
Well, I really don't watch 205 Live that much, but I'm going to take a long shot and say Mustafa Ali, probably.
I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali as well. Now, you and I saw Mustafa in person face Neville when we went with Joe to SmackDown, and I know you were enamored with that match as much as I was. He was really, really captivating. That was one thing that really stood out to you that night. Certainly match of the night for us, and I've been a fan of his since seeing him in person then. I really want to see him win the title here. I feel like both men certainly deserve it, and this is going to be a really standout match on the card, certainly. Next match we have is Daniel Bryan returning after 3 years of being inactive on the roster, overcoming, so many trials and tribulations with injury, being forced to retire, now making his comeback. He's teaming with Vince's son, Shane McMahon, going to take on the team of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Now, Sami and Kevin are currently fired from SmackDown, and the stipulation in this match is that if they don't win, they're done. They do not get reinstated, so they need to win here to be reinstated on SmackDown. I know a lot of people are seeming to think that means that, they'll just go to Raw, but the wording's a little tricky here. I think that just might mean they're fired altogether. As much as people really want to see Daniel Bryan win here for that feel-good moment, the things that we always enjoyed about Daniel was the chase. It was fun to watch him be the ultimate underdog and try and succeed and overcome obstacles. Therefore, I feel that it'd be better to see him lose at WrestleMania, as heartbreaking as it might be, and lead to, furthering this feud with Sami and Kevin. Who do you think's going to win?
I feel like Sami and Kevin are probably going to win because, like you said, Dad, I personally enjoy the chase that Daniel Bryan gives off, so I agree with you.
I think so. And plus, both Sami and Kevin are two of the best heels right now. Them invading house shows and, just going from place to place, saying how they're going to win at Mania has been really entertaining, and I've liked everything that they've given us so far. We're going to go ahead and get into the next match here. If you want to go ahead and tell us what the next match is.
The next match is the Raw Tag Team Championship match between The Bar versus Braun Strowman and his mystery partner. Dad, who do you think is going to win?
Well, before we even get into the winner, you went ahead and you said something to me earlier and actually surprised me because you didn't know too much of the backstory here, and you had predicted that who was going to be Braun's partner?
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, and I actually, I was surprised you said that. I'm still going to stick with Dean Ambrose, but I think Bray is going to be more the likely partner here. We've seen on Instagram that they're together. We know that since the deletion, he might have a bit of a gimmick change, but he may not. I don't know if they're going to win, though. We saw the Raw Tag Team titles being defended on the Greatest Rumble match that's coming up in Saudi Arabia. And I know that's just a listing card subject to change, but it said the Hardys are going to face the Bar for the tag team titles. So unless Braun wins here and they lose the titles in the next 2 weeks before that, a live event happens, then I just see the Bar retaining here. Who do you think is going to win?
It depends on the mystery partner, but I'm kind of stuck with the Bar here, too.
Yeah, I mean, not to agree, but it kind of seems like that'll be what happens. It is unfortunate that this is what came to be, but I really do enjoy everything we've seen with Braun so far. I'd rather see him be going for the Universal Championship, but he's done really well in this role. Him, coming out as his brother Brains the other night was really funny. I know we had a good time laughing about that. So, you want to go ahead and read us the next match?
The next match is the Smackdown Tag Team. The Smackdown Tag Team Championship. It's a triple threat match between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers.
Who do you think's going to win this one?
I think the Bludgeon Brothers probably.
Yeah, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan have been pretty dominating. They're a force not to be reckoned with. I don't see the New Day having any chance here whatsoever. They can take their pancakes and stick them where the sun don't shine for all I care. At this point, I'm kind of done with them personally. They need a bit of a change-up themselves. They've gotten pretty stale, unfortunately. And the Usos, I wouldn't mind if they retained either. If you're going to say the Bludgeon Brothers, then I'm just going to be the outlier here. I'm going to go with the Usos retaining. Change things up a little bit. But, the Usos are just pretty much one of the best tag teams we have in the main roster currently. And I'm really hoping that they tear the house down in this match. They did well with their Hell in a Cell match against the New Day, and pretty much anything the Usos have been in has been enjoyable, so I'm curious to see what we get next. Next match we have on the card is the Fatal 4-Way match, the United States Championship. We have Randy Orton defending his title against Jinder Mahal, Bobby Roode, and Rusev Day himself, Mr. Rusev. So who do you think is going to win and why, Danny?
I don't really like Rusev, but I feel like he's gonna overpower, dominate everybody else. So,
you think Rusev's gonna win? I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Rusev Day, and everything with him is just white hot. It's hard for them not to capitalize, and especially with the rumors going around that he asked for his release prior to being entered into this match. Bobby Roode's run with the title was just very, very boring and tame. It didn't do much to elevate his position in the company, and Jinder is probably the least likely or the least fan chosen one to win here. So I'm going to agree with you and say Rusev as well. Next matchup, we have the Intercontinental Triple Threat match. We have Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and we have The Miz defending. Now, The Miz is, only just, I think, about a week away from having the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in modern history. And I have a hard time believing that he doesn't deserve that moniker, that accolade. He's done so much for the company. He's, really been the top heel on either show he's been on. He helped carry SmackDown for a while with his feud with Daniel Bryan alone. And everything he's done on Raw has been absolutely fantastic. I'd like to see him retain here. I mean, Finn Balor's my guy. I would really like to see him be vindicated since he got sent out with injury and lost, had to relinquish the Universal Championship. So it'd be a feel-good moment to see him, have his arm raised in victory and win here. But yet again, I think him and Seth are going to continue to feud, and Miz will retain. Who do you think is going to win?
I personally want Seth Rollins to win, but I think that, like Dad said, the Miz is probably going to retain.
I agree with you there. Yeah, I mean, it's regardless, I think this will be a good match. I know people aren't crazy about the fact that there's so many multi-man matches on the card, but I think this one's going to be one to shine and deliver. Now, if you want to read us off the next match.
The next match we have is between Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. I feel like this, like I said to Dad before, this would probably be the main event, but I don't think it will be. I say that Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle are going to win. Dad?
I think you're 150,000% correct. This is one that is so obvious. I mean, how could they not have Ronda win here? But yet again, we said that before about Sting, and how could you not have them win their debut match? But all signs point to yes. I think this is going to be a good match. I have a lot of faith in Ronda. Everyone in the household here really enjoys her. And I like what she's done so far. She seems to have only gotten better on the mic, and she's improved greatly, time after time. I don't think she's going to be showcased too long. I think they're going to rely on Kurt and Hunter for most of it. But for what we do see, I'm hoping that it is good. Next match.
Speaking of good matches, this Raw Women's Championship match between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax is definitely going to be a good one. I think it'll go on, hopefully, for a little bit of a longer time than normal. I really got to say that Alexa Bliss will retain. Dad?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of happy-go-lucky, possible feel-good moments here, and I don't think Nia's going to get hers. We got to have some heels winning, and for me, I personally see Alexa Bliss retaining. I don't see Nia quite deserving the title at this point. I know that sounds a little odd. Unfortunately, I wish the angle was more of just an ex-best friend, breakup, fighting each other, and revenge in that sense, than more of the bullying thing they have going on here, and her trying to overcome adversity and what Nia's dealt with being made fun of for her size and weight for her life. I wish they avoided that altogether. It's been odd with Mickie James, who was once teased as Picky James, now being the one to, sling mud. So the build-up has been anything but what we desired as fans, but I think the match is going to be good overall. I like Alexa Bliss. I like what she does in the ring, and I think she's going to retain. Next match on the card, we have Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, who is currently on her massive undefeated streak, going against Charlotte Flair. This one is certainly a must-watch of the night. This is one a lot of people are looking forward to, and it's a bit of a conundrum. I'm not sure that Asuka necessarily isn't going to have her streak broken. I think it'd be odd if she didn't win, but I can certainly see them, continuing to put faith in Charlotte Flair as well. They've done so much to protect Asuka at this point. It's hard not to imagine her, being victorious here. But yet again, anything can happen. Who do you think is going to win, Danny?
I say that they're not going to break the streak of Asuka, but there is a small chance, maybe a little bit bigger, but I feel like Asuka's definitely going to win. Charlotte might, but it's either way.
Yeah. Again, this is one that we're looking forward to. Now, do you think Carmella's going to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase at any point, or do you think we're not going to see her till after WrestleMania?
This would probably be a good time to cash in, but I feel like she's definitely going to probably cash in on Raw.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing that people are saying at this point, and I kind of agree with it, because if Asuka wins here, maybe, Carmella goes ahead and tries to cash in, then loses her opportunity, but that'd be really bizarre to have her lose the briefcase at WrestleMania, so I'm not sure they would want to have Carmella, of all people, be the one to beat Asuka either, so again, it's a bit of a conundrum, as I said before. Next match we have is AJ Styles versus the one and only Shinsuke Nakamura. This is the dream match scenario that people have wanted since both men entered the WWE, and one I'm very, very excited to see. Them facing off at Wrestle Kingdom 9 was amazing. Great match there, instant classic. And I keep going back and forth. I've said AJ will retain, then Nakamura will win. Down to the wire, I'm going to pick Nakamura here. Danielle, who do you think is going to win?
I like Nakamura, but I feel like it's going to be AJ Styles. I feel like he's going to retain, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, again, going either way, but AJ's done, a great job as champion. 160-something days, I believe, at this point, or even longer. I think this might be Nakamura's time to shine, though. Next match we have, Danielle, if you want to read off the main event of the night, possibly.
We have the WWE Universal Championship between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I personally think that Roman Reigns is going to win because I heard that Brock Lesnar was going to UFC after this, so there's really no reason for him to stay. So, Dad?
Yeah, this one's been spoiled quite a bit recently. I know today on Twitter we even had Dana White saying again that Brock is definitely coming to the UFC. And, so long, good to see you, not so soon again. We don't want Brock back personally. I've never been one to enjoy him, so I'm happy to see him go. I hope Brock doesn't, just phone it in as he usually does here. I don't want to see WrestleMania 20 Brock all over again. Or, WrestleMania, 31 or 2 with Dean Ambrose Brock. No one wants to see that either. I really want him to give it his all and go out in a good performance. Hopefully that's what we get here from the champion. And, maybe this will be the chance for Roman to turn and have Paul Heyman be on his side. So a lot of possibilities here. I'm just hoping we get an entertaining match.
Just like Dad, I don't really like Brock Lesnar, so it'd be nice for WrestleMania 35 to have someone different than Brock Lesnar for the big time competitor. So next match.
Yeah, that's a great point. And finally, we go into the creme de la creme of WrestleMania, the one everybody's been talking about, but we're still not sure what's going to happen. We have John Cena been calling out the Undertaker for 4 weeks now, and still no answer from the dead man. Now, I've heard that Undertaker is in New Orleans as of Monday, and he arrived early to lay low and not be spotted. That could be true. I can't believe this match won't happen. To me, I think this is a must-have here. Vince has said that he didn't want to have Undertaker answer him because just the fact that the allure was enough to sell tickets on its own. And I believe it. It's worked. Just the crowd, hearing the name Undertaker and the possibility of him has put them, into ovation status. So, if the match does happen, that's another big question. I have a hard time seeing John Cena losing here. The Undertaker's been defeated at WrestleMania. Yeah, I mean, he's been beaten multiple times now. He lost to Roman and Brock. So the streak's gone. I wish, the streak was still intact. Unfortunately, that can't be what happens here. But, I don't envision John Cena losing at this point in time.
I also agree with Dad, but there is a very slim chance that the Undertaker might win. I personally love the Undertaker, but I feel like I feel like he probably won't win.
This could be his last match, too, with the company, as we've speculated for years now. We thought he'd be done after he lost to Brock. Then we thought he was done with everything last year with Roman. So, I mean, I'm not so sure this will be his last one, but you never know. So, Danielle, thank you so much for joining us for the WrestleMania preview and prediction show. Anything else you want to say before we go ahead and get out of here?
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, we'll go ahead and we'll see you all Sunday night live on the Joe Cronin Show for our WrestleMania 34 review. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think is going to happen at WrestleMania. What match are you looking forward to the most? Do you agree with our predictions? Disagree? Give us your reasons why. You can go ahead and follow me at Countdown Ended on Twitter, and make sure to hit subscribe. Thank you for all your support, and we'll talk to you guys soon enough. Thank you so much for tuning in.